Hello, everyone. I think we're ready to go. We've got about most of everyone is here. So, hello, media friends from across Canada, from BC, Alberta, Ontario, Quebec. Welcome. Happy Earth Day. Thanks for taking the time to be with us today. For those that don't know me, I'm Joanne Scalamunia with Access Marketing. I'm also the Louisiana Office of Tourism's representative here in Toronto. I'm excited to be joining you on this presentation as we explore Mississippi River country together. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you Lynn Pilch. She is the Managing Director for the Mississippi River country. Hi, Lynn.
Hey, Joanne. So good to see you, even if it's virtual through this webinar today. I wanted to thank everybody here for coming. My name is Lynn Pilch, as Joanne said, with Mississippi River Country. And first of all, a huge thank you to Joanne for helping us set this up today. You all know how great she is, and we have definitely joined the Joanne fan club here with Mississippi River Country. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to talk today about Mississippi River Country, which, as you know, is new into the Canada market. We've actually been around since 1988. So, it's about time, right? It's about time you learn about us. And we're so excited to tell you a little bit more about us then today. Couple of things. One, we absolutely understand that everything we talk about today is for the future. When travel is safe and vaccines are prevalent and we're all ready to move across borders, we are so excited to welcome you here. In the meantime, just know that all of us in Mississippi River Country are giving you virtual hugs and virtual hellos and all of the things until we can do that in person. And thank you for doing yet another Zoom presentation that you're sharing with us today. We have a bunch of partners of Mississippi River Country here, and I'll let you know some of the states that you'll get to meet and hear from today. We have Minnesota, Illinois, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. I'm sure you've traveled to at least some of these places, and today you'll get to learn more from this group of folks as they share with you about Mississippi River Country. And just personally, I also want to introduce you to Alan Hammery from our office with Mississippi River Country. He's somebody you will also hopefully be getting to know quite a bit into the future as well. So just hello to all of you from our state partners. And now we're really excited to have you here today. And again, grateful for the time and attention as we share with you Mississippi River Country. Today I'll give you a little background into the region, but since it's Earth Day, we're going to focus on the region's top options for outdoors and recreation by letting our participating states tell you more about themselves. We know you'll have questions about our varied region, and we'll have an opportunity for Q&A at the end of the presentation. So stick around. We'll answer your questions, give out some prizes, and announce a special Canadian exclusive giveaway that you can share with your readers and fans. A few tips for today. All participants will be muted throughout the duration of the presentation to ensure the best audio quality for all. If you have any questions, click the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and we will address them at the end of the session, time permitting. We're recording today's webinar and we'll share the link to it in our follow-up email. That way, you can listen to it again and even share it with others who may be interested. What is Mississippi River Country? Mississippi River Country is the heart of America, a place where visitors can travel through the history, culture, and natural beauty that defines us. While the state of Mississippi is a partner, and we proudly promote the Mississippi River, Mississippi River Country is the 10-state region defined by its proximity to the world's most famous and culturally rich riverway. The Mississippi River is the backbone of the region that holds our 10 states together. But it's not just the things on the river we promote. Mississippi River country includes everything from Minnesota's boundary waters to the city of Chicago, to Tennessee's Great Smoky Mountains, to the Gulf of Mexico. While individually each state is quite different, the Mississippi River is the thread that ties them together, making America's most beautiful quilt of experiences. With such a diverse region, it's hard to see everything in one visit, which is why we encourage multiple trips to Mississippi River country. How do you tell the story of such a varied destination? We do it by organizing the narratives into themes. Themes allow us to share the greatest hits of the region and help visitors plan their trip. Do you want to follow the Mississippi River on an auto tour? Hit the genre-defining music districts? Discover some of the world's best cuisine? Or are you a birder, crossing off must-sees in our important flyway? We divide our assets into 6 themes: culture, food and agriculture, iconic America, music, outdoors and recreation, and science and history. While we won't have time to go deep into all of these themes, today we are focused on outdoors and recreation. We do look forward to a future presentation where we can cover some of these areas in greater detail. And hopefully, in the very near future, you'll witness how these themes tie together with a visit to our region in person once travel can be done safely. Another great way to learn about this region is through our website. We are so proud to announce our new site, just launched in 2021 and designed specifically for the Canadian market, MississippiRiverCountry.com. This article-based site is organized by the themes I just presented, like outdoor recreation. So if you want more information on that flyway, you can find it there. Perhaps there are specific states you are interested in visiting. You can go directly to the state pages, or search by topics like art museums, which will pull up multi-state itineraries or top 10 lists. We also have itineraries based on adjacent states, if location is most important to you. We want our site to be a one-stop shop, pulling together information from throughout this varied region. Look for transportation options and find frequently asked questions. Visitors can also order state-specific travel pieces. There's so much to learn by exploring MississippiRiverCountry.com. We hope you had an opportunity to check it out before the presentation, but if not, we are excited for you to give it a spin after. Use that search bar and unlock all that the region has to offer. On this Earth Day, we're focusing on one of the highlights of Mississippi River country. Its almost endless opportunities for outdoors and recreation. Mississippi River country covers a wide swath of the country, and the varied landscape means countless opportunities for outdoor exploration. We're home to dozens of national park sites and trails, including Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the most visited national park in the U.S., 2 Great Lakes, Lake Superior and Lake Michigan, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and countless state parks, recreational areas, lakes, and rivers. Let's dig a little deeper into these specific Mississippi River country options. As I've mentioned a couple times, Mississippi River country is home to some great national park sites, from the wild wilderness of Voyageurs National Park in Minnesota to the Great Smoky Mountains, to trails like the North Country Trail and the Natchez Trace. You can explore more information about the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and other national parks on our website, MississippiRiverCountry.com. There's no mistaking the importance of the Mississippi River to our region. It's where our name comes from, obviously. You'll find campsites and parks all along the Big Muddy, as well as scenic overlooks, the Great River Road that runs adjacent to the river, and great places to fish, ride a riverboat, paddle through the backwaters, or view a bird migration. Speaking of paddling, it's not just the Mississippi River that attracts visitors to our region. There are lots of opportunities for fishing, boating, and paddling, whether you want to explore lakes, including 2 Great Lakes and lots of popular inland ones like Lake of the Ozarks, scenic rivers, or swamps and wetlands. Find more information about some of the region's top lakes, rivers, and other waterways at, you guessed it, MississippiRiverCountry.com. The Ozark Mountain region actually contains 2 mountain ranges and is part of a geological formation that covers much of southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. It even stretches into Oklahoma and Kansas. This wild, rugged area offers outstanding recreation, from hiking and mountain biking to boating and paddling, and incredible views. The Mississippi River flows into the Gulf of Mexico after its lengthy journey through the heart of America, and 2 states, Mississippi and Louisiana, are home to great ways to get on the water. You can kayak, stand-up paddleboard, book a fishing trip, or even head out on a shrimping boat. The outdoor opportunities in Mississippi River country are almost endless, but there's nothing quite like the swamps and bayous of Louisiana. Head out on a guided tour or paddle through ancient flooded forests to see amazing wildlife on an experience like no other. Again, you can learn all about these travel options and so many more when you head to our website, MississippiRiverCountry.com. Now we've got a few special guests on tap to help you learn more about some of the states that make up Mississippi River Country. We'll be traveling the region north to south, starting in Minnesota and ending in Louisiana. Today's participating partners include Minnesota, Illinois, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box, and we'll open up discussion once all the states have finished. We start with Canada's southern neighbor, Minnesota. Here to tell you more about the land of 10,000 lakes from Explore Minnesota Tourism, it's Jake Juliot.
Minnesota is the northernmost of the contiguous United States. The state capital of Minnesota is St. Paul, with Minneapolis being the largest city. MSP International Airport is located in Bloomington, which is in the metro areas of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Minnesota is the perfectly positioned gateway state to a variety of multi-state travel options. As part of the Great Lakes states to our east, a gateway to the Great West states, and as the birthplace of the Mississippi River traveling south. Minneapolis is the largest city between Chicago and Denver. Within the cities of Minneapolis are the Walker Art Center and Sculpture Garden. The Walker Art Center has 11 galleries of modern and contemporary art, as well as 11 acres of Minneapolis Sculpture Garden, featuring the iconic Spoonbridge and Cherry sculpture and fountain. The Sculpture Garden is free and open to the public every day of the week. Also in the metro area, the famous Mall of America is the U.S.'s largest shopping and entertainment center, with more than 500 stores, 50 restaurants, and Nickelodeon Universe, an indoor amusement park. Mall of America is located in Bloomington, only 5 minutes away from MSP Airport and about 15 minutes from the downtowns of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Legendary musician Prince called Minnesota his home, and now his recording studio and residence, Paisley Park, is open for a variety of different guided tours and experiences. Paisley Park is located in Chanhassen, about a 30-minute drive from Minneapolis. Located south of the Twin Cities on the Mississippi River in Wabasha, the National Eagle Center is devoted to rescuing bald eagles who are not able to live in the wild. The center acts as an educational source for travelers of all ages to learn about these beautiful creatures and see them up close and in person. The Mississippi River is a primary migratory bird route, but eagles can be seen in this open water area year-round. Minnesota is rich with American Indian culture. In southwestern rural Minnesota, Pipestone National Monument is located. This is the only area where the stone used to create sacred Native American peace pipes is quarried. Since the 1600s, generations of Plains Indians have traveled here to chisel out soft red stone to be fashioned into ceremonial pipes. Today, visitors can take a 3/4-mile walk through the quarries, where they are likely to see someone working to carve out pieces of stone. Located on the North Shore Scenic Byway, bordering Lake Superior on Minnesota's northeast coastline, you will find Split Rock Lighthouse National Historic Site. Shipwrecks from a mighty 1905 November gale prompted this rugged landmark's construction. Completed by the U.S. Lighthouse Service in 1910, Split Rock Light Station soon became one of Minnesota's best-known landmarks. Restored to its 1920s appearance, the light station offers a glimpse of lighthouse life in this remote and spectacular setting. Minnesota is nicknamed the land of 10,000 lakes, and water is an important part of Minnesota's story. From the Mississippi River, bringing trade and commerce to Minneapolis and St. Paul, and as a primary distribution channel for the United States, to the over 11,000 lakes where locals and tourists alike can enjoy a variety of water activities. The Mississippi River begins as a very small stream at Minnesota's Itasca State Park, located in north-central Minnesota. Guests can visit the headwaters of the Mississippi and walk around where the river begins as a gentle stream before it makes its 1,800 miles to the Gulf of Mexico. It takes about 90 days for the water of the source to travel the entire length of the river. On its journey, the Mississippi River flows through many different landscapes, and the Mississippi River National Recreation Site highlights its stop in Minneapolis and St. Paul. The 72-mile river park offers a unique view of the river, the only place the Mississippi River flows through a major metropolitan area. The best view can be found from the Stone Arch Bridge in downtown Minneapolis, pictured here. Another one of Minneapolis' oldest and most popular attractions is Minnehaha Falls Park. This 193-acre park features a 53-foot waterfall, limestone bluffs, and river overlooks. This area became one of the first state parks in the country, in 1889 and now offers parkgoers seasonal dining options and hiking trails starting from the basin of the falls. Voyageurs National Park is one of the few water-based national parks in the United States and was most recently dark sky certified, meaning it has one of the clearest views of the nighttime sky. This area is also a great place to catch the northern lights in the fall and winter. The largest of the Great Lakes is Lake Superior, and it's also the largest freshwater lake by surface area in the world. Lake Superior borders Minnesota to the northeast, adjacent to Canada, and the port city of Duluth is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the state, thanks to its prime location on the lake. Guests can venture up further on Highway 61, made famous by Minnesota's native son, Bob Dylan, to explore the North Shore and stop at charming lakeside towns like Lutzen, Tofte, and Grand Marais. Thank you so much.
Stop, take a breath, close your eyes, remember this. Oh, 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 it's beautiful.
You can't stop time, but sometimes you can make it stand still. Find your true north, only in Minnesota.
Our next stop is Illinois, home to Chicago, Abraham Lincoln, and one of the longest stretches of Mississippi River shoreline. Alyssa Marcus with the Illinois Office of Tourism will take you through this Lake Michigan masterpiece. Please feel free to share any questions for Jake and Alyssa and any of our other presenters in the Q&A chat box at the bottom of your screen.
In the heart of the USA in the Great Lakes region is Illinois. With the Mississippi River to the west and Lake Michigan to the northeast, Illinois calls home to almost 13 million people. The state capital is Springfield and the largest city is Chicago. Illinois is a great hub for your travels around the USA. It has 2 international airports, both close to downtown Chicago and easily accessible. Illinois is also home to 7 scenic byways and 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Let's begin with some Illinois attractions. There are 7 national scenic byways calling Illinois home. The Great River Road and Historic Route 66 are 2 very popular road trips. Live like a local? Check out Illinois Made. Meet the makers, creators, and artisans of Illinois. Experience small batch breweries, distilleries, foodies, and artists that make Illinois thrive. Architecture enthusiasts venture to suburban Oak Park, just 10 miles from downtown Chicago. The Illinois Frank Lloyd Wright Trail is a self-guided architectural adventure featuring 13 Wright-designed buildings throughout the state. All are open to the public, including 2 which were recently designated UNESCO World Heritage Sites. An Illinois road trip wouldn't be complete without visiting our state capital of Springfield and learning about America's 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. Highlights include the Lincoln Tomb, where you must rub his nose for good luck. Also visit the Illinois State Capitol, Old State Capitol, Lincoln's home, and make time for the state-of-the-art Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum, voted one of the top experiences in the world by TripAdvisor's Traveler's Choice Awards. Corky and Graham fans need to stop in Casey, Illinois. Their motto, Big Things in a Small Town, is taken seriously. Known for larger-than-life interactive objects, Casey recently added 6 big things to the already 8, which are certified as the world's largest by the Guinness Book of World Records. And new exhibits happening include Marvel Universe of Superheroes, Frida Kahlo, Timeless, and Obama portraits on loan from the Smithsonian National Portrait Gallery. Every year, more than 1 million people visit the Chicago Botanic Garden, climb a waterfall, discover hidden rooms inside an English walled garden, cross bridges spanning sparkling lakes, and view a garden with trains chugging across bridges and trestles. Designated a National Scenic Byway, the Great River Road's striking vistas are something you have to see to believe. The Great River Road meanders along the Mississippi River. Popular stops include historic Galena, Moline's John Deere Pavilion, Grafton Sky Tours, and Alton Haunted Tours and Bald Eagle Watching. And Illinois has 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Cahokia Mountains Historic Site in Collinsville contains the preserved remains of the most civilized prehistoric civilization north of Mexico. To get your fill of fall colors and adventure, there's no match for Southern Illinois' striking landscape. The 403-mile-long trail system across the Shawnee National Forest includes Garden of the Gods and Rim Rock Pounds Hollow. Get your adrenaline pumping on the Shawnee Bluffs Canopy Tours, and then relax along the 40-mile Shawnee Hills Wine Trail. And what's new? The Forge. It's the largest aerial adventure course in North America, just outside Chicago, and coming soon is Camp Armani, the first and only luxury campground in Illinois. But are you looking for an urban escape? We've got that too in the world-class city of Chicago. From award-winning museums to shopping along the Magnificent Mile to one-of-a-kind outdoor spaces like Millennium Park, Navy Pier, and the Riverwalk, there is something for everyone. The Lakefront Trail is the hot place to be in the summer with its free beaches. Take in sky-high views from one of our thrilling observation desks, savor classics like deep dish pizza or Michelin-star fare, experience nightly some of the best jazz and blues at venues like Buddy Guy's Legends, Kingston Mines, and Green Mill Jazz Club. Not to mention megafests like Pitchfork and Lollapalooza, and free blues and jazz festivals. And each June, Chicago is home to some of the largest Pride celebrations. Plan a summer trip during banner events, Chicago Pride Fest and Pride Parade, and in August, North Halsted Market Days. Change of scenery, less than 100 miles southwest of Chicago is Stark Rock State Park. With its serene waterfalls and beautiful lodge, it offers a quiet retreat for visitors. Explore 18 sandstone canyons, seasonal waterfalls, and tree-covered bluffs along its 15 miles of hiking trails. Located close to wineries, quaint shops, and popular restaurants in Utica. The romance of traveling from Chicago to Los Angeles along historic Route 66 continues to captivate people around the world. In the heart of downtown Chicago, snap the perfect selfie at the iconic Begin sign as you start your 300-mile trip down the Mother Road in Illinois. Movie fans will love the Old Joliet Prison, which was the filming location for the Blues Brothers, Gemini Giant statue, Route 66 Mural and Hall of Fame Museum, Cozy Dog Drive-In, the original historic brick road, the world's largest ketchup bottle, and so much more. And nestled along the Mississippi River in northwest Illinois is Galena, and it is a must-stop while visiting and traveling on the Great River Road. Galena is recognized as one of America's most charming small towns and home to several of the world's best B&B and inns. Downtown Galena is full of quaint shops and local tasty treats. Rent an electric bike and cruise to the vineyards. Get a bird's eye view of the landscape in a hot air balloon or zip lining at Long Hollow Canopy Tours. As the skies open back up and destinations open their doors, now's the time to get inspired on where you want to go for your next story. To learn more about everything you've heard today, visit enjoyillinois.com.
We're headed to the land of the Smoky Mountains, country music, and Elvis Presley's Graceland. Sharing information on Tennessee's abundance of natural resources is Jill Kilgore with the Tennessee Department of Tourism Development.
Welcome to Tennessee. Whether you come for our warm hospitality, diverse music scene, unparalleled culinary experiences, breathtaking scenic beauty, there's no place quite like Tennessee. Tennessee's capital is Nashville, known as Music City, and the state has major airports in Nashville, Memphis, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. The state is home to world-class attractions, including the National Museum of African American Music that just opened in January in Nashville. Nashville also features the Parthenon and Frist Art Museum. There are 3 icons significant to Tennessee: Dolly, Elvis, and Jack. The Tennessee Whiskey Trail launched in 2017 and features nearly 30 distilleries across the state, including Jack Daniel's and George Dickel. Each has a unique story. Dollywood and Pigeon Forge offers 50 rides and attractions. Feast on Southern-style cuisine, watch master craftsmen, and listen to the world-renowned live music. Don't miss Dollywood's Flower and Food Festival in the spring, Dollywood's Harvest Festival in the fall, and Dollywood's Smoky Mountain Christmas during the holidays. Tennessee is home to 7 genres of music, and you can follow in the footsteps of legends on the Tennessee music pathways at places like Elvis Presley's Graceland and Beale Street in Memphis, the Ryman Auditorium and Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, and the Birthplace of Country Music Museum in Bristol. Uncover a piece of the past at Tennessee's 12 stops on the U.S. Civil Rights Trail and learn about the brave Americans who fought for justice and equal rights for all. Also learn about the stories and strategies of battles along the Civil War trails. Take in the scenery and the wonders of nature at Great Smoky Mountains National Park, America's most visited national park. Those amazing views abound at Gatlinburg Sky Bridge, the longest pedestrian suspension bridge in North America. Tennessee is also home to 56 state parks, which feature hiking, kayaking, camping, and more. One of those state parks is the incredible Reelfoot Lake, which formed from an earthquake in the 1800s. Reelfoot Lake State Park is the perfect place to unwind and spot bald eagles. Hit the road to discover new stories and hidden gems on Tennessee's 16 Discover Tennessee trails and byways, including local restaurants, unique museums, and stories off the beaten path. Great Smoky Mountains National Park is packed with adventure. One of the best ways to explore is at Cades Cove, a 13-mile loop with historic buildings and abundant wildlife. There are ample hiking opportunities and trails throughout the park. Anakeesta in Gatlinburg is a magical theme park in the mountains with gondola rides, rope bridges, shopping, and scenic views. Chasing waterfalls is a popular pastime in Tennessee with over 500 to discover, including on the Cumberland Plateau or in the mountains of East Tennessee. I mentioned briefly before the history of Reelfoot Lake, and it's a true naturalist's paradise with cypress trees, fishing and hunting preserves, and over 240 species of birds to spot. One of the most profound experiences on the Civil Rights Trail is at the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, which is built into the landmark Lorraine Hotel where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on the balcony outside room 306 in 1968. Visitors can experience 5 centuries of history with multimedia presentations and state-of-the-art exhibitions. Tennessee is steeped in history, storytelling, and tradition, including at places like historic Brushy Mountain Penitentiary, where tours are given by former guards and former inmates. There is also a restaurant and distillery on site. Whether you're passing through on a road trip, sticking around for a vacation, or rediscovering memories, we welcome you to share our unparalleled love of Tennessee.
Arkansas is known as the natural state, and Kim Williams with Arkansas Tourism is here to show you why. And don't forget to share any questions you have about any of our states, including Tennessee and Arkansas, in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen.
Welcome to Arkansas. We're known as the natural state for a reason. 600,000 acres of lakes, 9,700 miles of rivers and streams, over 1,500 miles of hiking trails, 52 state parks, and endless opportunities for amazing experiences. Our capital, Little Rock, is located in the center of the state, allowing travel to any corner of the state within 3.5 hours or less. From outdoor galleries and mural projects to artisan studios and internationally recognized museums, you'll find art of all genres throughout the natural state. If you're looking for great food, you'll find it around nearly every corner. You can visit Johnny Cash's Boyhood Home in Dice, hang out at the world-renowned King Biscuit Blues Festival in Helena, and learn more about Arkansas's most notable son, William Jefferson Clinton, at his Presidential Center in Little Rock. From waterfalls and waterfowl to pristine forests and precious stones, Arkansas has an entire world of wonders just waiting to be explored. Whether you seek adventure or serenity, you'll find the perfect vacation destination in the natural state. The beauty of the Ozark Mountains is unparalleled. There is plenty of wild country to explore here. The Ozark National Forest itself spans 1.2 million acres. Hot Springs' magical waters were such a coveted natural wonder that in 1832, President Andrew Jackson designated Hot Springs as the first federal reservation, essentially becoming America's first national park, predating Yellowstone by 40 years. The springs were also a draw for Major League Baseball teams for spring training and was also a hotbed for organized crime. Hot Springs was a popular hangout for Al Capone, Lucky Luciano, and other infamous mobsters, and is now home to the Gangster Museum of America. In the heart of the Ozarks, the Buffalo River became America's first national river in 1972. The 135-mile-long, free-flowing Buffalo is one of the few remaining undammed rivers in the lower 48 states. And then there's our diamonds. Crater of Diamonds State Park is one of the only diamond-producing sites in the world where the public can search for diamonds in their original volcanic source, and what they find, they get to keep. An average of 1 to 2 diamonds are found by park visitors each day. Bayou Bartholomew is the longest bayou in the world and the second most diverse stream in North America. Your adventure awaits in Arkansas.
Sometimes I think the fates must grin as we denounce them and insist the only reason we can't win is the fates themselves have missed. Yet there lives on the ancient claim we win or lose within ourselves. The shining trophies on our shelves can never win tomorrow's game. You and I know deeper down there's always a chance to win the crown. But when we fail to give our best, we simply haven't met the test of giving all and saving none until the game is really won, of showing what is meant by grit, of playing through when others quit, of playing through, not letting up. It's bearing down that wins the cup, of dreaming there's a goal ahead, of hoping when our dreams are dead, of praying when our hopes have fled, yet losing, not afraid to fall, if bravely we have given all. Giving all, it seems to me, is not so far from victory. And so, the fates are seldom wrong. No matter how they twist and wind, it's you and I who make our fates. We open up or close the gates on the road ahead or the road behind.
Not only is Mississippi the birthplace of America's music, it's also home to great recreational options and attractions. Katie Coates with Visit Mississippi will take you through a tour of this very special region.
Hello everyone, my name is Katie Coates, International Program Manager at Visit Mississippi. I'm excited to be with you all today to tell you more about the hospitality state, shown here at the Hot Air Balloon Festival in Natchez, Mississippi. Let's get started. As you can see, Mississippi's entire western side borders the mighty Mississippi River. Our river towns in the Mississippi Delta, as well as Vicksburg and Natchez, draw visitors from all over the world to experience their Southern culture and cuisine. You can reach us by any of the gateways listed here, including international airports, Amtrak Railway, and Mississippi River cruises. Mississippi is the birthplace of America's music, beginning with the blues in the Delta. Our Mississippi blues and country music trails tell the stories of how Mississippi shaped the course of modern music through the likes of Elvis Presley, B.B. King, and Jerry Lee Lewis, to name a few. The Mississippi Civil Rights Museum in Jackson and William Faulkner's Rowan Oak top the list of must-see attractions along our civil rights and literature-focused trails. There's no shortage of world-class attractions and unique hidden gems throughout every region of our state. In addition to our cultural trails, Mississippi's outdoor offerings and warm weather make it the perfect place to relax in nature. Some popular water activities include canoeing on the Mississippi River, shrimping and sailing along the Gulf of Mexico, and fishing and kayaking in the Barnett Reservoir, pictured here. Coastal Mississippi is made up of 62 miles of scenic shoreline along the Gulf of Mexico. The barrier islands and Back Bay provide abundant opportunities for salt and freshwater excursions. At the end of the day, you'll be welcomed by one of the charming communities along the coast where fresh seafood and shopping abound. I'll go through a few photos with you all now, starting with the Barnett Reservoir in central Mississippi, where kayaking and crappie fishing draw visitors year-round. Cleveland, Mississippi is home to the Grammy Museum of Mississippi, the only other Grammy museum outside of Los Angeles. This state-of-the-art interactive museum pays tribute to Mississippi music history, as well as musicians and songwriters nationwide. Cleveland is one of the many unique and storied towns in the Mississippi Delta region. Muddy Waters phrased it best when he said the blues had a baby and they named it rock and roll. The Natchez Trace Parkway extends 444 miles from historic Natchez, Mississippi through to Nashville, Tennessee. This scenic drive is a must-see for cycling enthusiasts, and you can't miss the foliage in the fall. Be sure to include a stop in Tupelo to see where Elvis was born and where he bought his first guitar. I want to thank you all for tuning in to learn more about Mississippi and our wonderful neighbors along the Mississippi River. We can't wait to welcome y'all soon.
When it comes to social distancing, why stop at just 6 feet? Why stay inside when the great outdoors is still as great as ever? It's time to get out and find an adventure to call your own in Mississippi. It's the perfect place to find yourself while getting lost in everything nature has to offer. Start planning your trip today. Mississippi. Good times are close by.
We started where the Mississippi River begins, in Minnesota, and we conclude where the river ends. Sharon Calcote with the Louisiana Office of Tourism shares the magic of Louisiana, known for world-famous cuisine, culture, and music, but also bayous, birds, and bikes. We'll be opening up the meeting to the Q&A after this, so be sure to ask any questions you've got for our esteemed partners in the chat box below.
Louisiana is full of stories. Yours begins here, down one of Louisiana's scenic trails and byways. The native Chitimacha called this twisting and turning bayou Tash, their word for snake. It's the lifeline of the 183-mile Bayou Teche Byway in south-central Louisiana. A byway that traverses swamps, bayous, and time, revealing hidden treasures and reflections of the past. Legend has it the head of the Great Teche lies in Morgan City, where access to the waters of the Gulf mean fresh shrimp and a safe haven for the oil industry. On the north end of the byway, you'll find the culturally rich town of Arnaudville, where a centuries-old legacy is still spoken.
Bienvenue ici dans un petit coin où on parle ce bon français de la Louisiane, avec au moins 18 dialectes. Venez partager ça avec nous.
In any small town along Bayou Teche, experience the joie de vivre, that joy of life locals take for granted. Where music, enjoyed with friends and good food, is simply just expected. Some even say world class. Like Elsebeth from Denmark. She's been visiting every year since the 1980s.
It's so rich in music. There's so much music. It's not, Katy music is alive here.
Lush gardens offer a beautiful backdrop for chilling stories of haunted houses and disappearing lakes. Taste a small-town baking tradition that dates to 1884. Artifacts of the past are in order in captivating museums. Feel the heat, or learn about a time-honored process that still defies modern technology. The Teche weaves stories of grand architecture, of epic love lost, and hardship.
Shake that trail feather, baby, shake it!
But who would know that today?
They call that gratons.
Come explore Louisiana's Bayou Teche Byway.
Feed your soul, baby.
Bonjour. Bienvenue en Louisiane. Hello and welcome to Louisiana. Je m'appelle Sharon Calcote. My name is Sharon Calcote. Je représente le Bureau de Tourisme de la Louisiane. I represent the Louisiana Office of Tourism. Et j'aimerais parler avec vous de mon État, Louisiane. And I want to tell you a little bit about my state, Louisiana. To start our Louisiana journey, let's visit a special place in the heart of the Atchafalaya National Heritage Area, Bayou Teche. Here is a microcosm of the history, culture, fun, and frolic that can be found in every nook and cranny in Louisiana. Louisiana is world-renowned for its food, its music, its joie de vivre. There are some must-sees and must-dos while you're here. Visit Avery Island, home of a spicy Tabasco sauce. Cradle baby alligators at the Gator Chateau in Jennings. Sip café au lait and enjoy beignets at Café du Monde while people watching in the New Orleans French Quarter. Dance the two-step at the many music hotspots found around the state. Slow down, take a breath, paddle the tranquil waters of our many bayous and streams. Hear about the mysterious ancient Indian mound builder civilization discovered at Poverty Point World Heritage Site that predates the Egyptian pyramids. Live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all to Louisiana, where you'll find an abundance of good food, good music, and good times. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Au revoir, à bientôt, goodbye, and see you soon.
Thanks, Sharon. That concludes our presentations for today. We hope you learned a little more about the region we call the Heart of America. If you have any questions, last call, add them to the Q&A box. We'll be answering them next. And if we don't get to it today, we'll be sure to follow up. But now, we are so excited to announce our first Mississippi River Country Contest. We want Canadians to discover all that the region has to offer, so we're giving an incentive to visit MississippiRiverCountry.com. This Canadian exclusive contest gives one lucky traveler a chance to win a $100 Esso gas card and special gifts from Mississippi River Country states with an overall approximate value of $350. This contest launches tomorrow. We wanted you to be the first to hear about it. Tomorrow morning, you'll receive an email from us which includes a full toolkit so you can share the contest with your readers, fans, and followers. In that email, you'll also receive contact information for today's presenters, and a link to this presentation. Now, let's answer some questions. Everybody, thank you for putting all of those questions in the Q&A box. They're coming fast and furious, but I think we've put a list together, and we'll try to hit as many as we can for you today. But we are also collecting your questions, and we will reach out to you if we are not able to answer it directly in the time we have remaining, but we will get it answered. So I'm going to just kind of walk through the first one, which is going to be from Minnesota. And Jake.
Hi.
Jake. Hey there, Jake. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask you about Paisley Park.
Yeah.
There was a question related to Paisley Park and sort of the COVID protocols that are happening. And you can, also kind of address some of the steps that a lot of the states and attractions have been taking to address COVID travel.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Paisley Park is one of our great attractions. They are currently open, and right now they do tours from Thursday through Monday. There are 3 different types of tours that are currently offered. There's everything from a general admission tour that's a little bit over an hour to an ultimate experience that's about an hour and 40 minutes. And it includes special memorabilia and outfits and video that you don't get to see on any of the other tours. For COVID protocols, they do have a lot of great safety protocols in place right now. A health screener is asked that everybody that buys a ticket, you have to fill out a health screener ahead of time. And if you're feeling any symptoms before the hour, I think the hour before that you go on your tour, you're asked to reschedule. Masks are required. They have plenty of cleaning and hand sanitizer throughout the entire experience. All guides are 6 feet away from you at all times. They've done a really, really great job about being able to continue this experience and this attraction while still keeping it COVID friendly. As Lynn mentioned, a lot of our other attractions, including everything from the Mall of America to our great national park, Voyageurs National Park, and all the visitor centers throughout the state, are adhering to a lot of these safety protocols as well.
That's great, Jake. Thank you so much. Next up, we'll go with Illinois. And Sharon, Joanne, do you want to give Illinois the question related to Route 66?
Oh, wait a second. This is for one of our prize giveaways.
Not yet. Not yet. I can go through it. Elisa, this question is related to Route 66 and how long it would take to drive Route 66 in Illinois.
We do have a sample itinerary up on enjoyillinois.com that we have put 3 days and 4 nights. 4 days and 3 nights up, and that depends on how long you would like to stay in Chicago. So you can always add to it. So I encourage everyone to take a look on Enjoy Illinois to see the sample itinerary, and there's plenty more things to add to it, so you can make it as long as you want.
It's perfect. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Up next, Kim Williams from Arkansas. I'm gonna call on you next.
Sure.
So there was a question related to spa vacations, spa destinations and travels, and if you could give a little bit of information about what you guys got going on in Hot Springs, I think that would be of interest.
Well, Hot Springs, as I mentioned in our part of the video, was actually set aside as a federal reservation because of its magical waters 40 years before Yellowstone became the first national park. Hot Springs is known for its healing waters, and there are many spas in the area. But with the spas and with all of this water, just comes a lot of history too. Because as I mentioned, one of the first spring trainings ever for Major League Baseball was held in Hot Springs. It was a mecca for organized crime and mobsters. That's why it's home to the Gangster Museum of America. But as far as just having a really good, authentic, original spa experience, you can't beat Hot Springs.
I have taken the Hot Springs experience, and I can tell you firsthand, it is legit. It is legit. Thank you for that, Kim.
Yes, ma'am.
Jill, We've got some questions about culinary trails, some of the different beverage trails that people can take. Can you talk a little bit about Tennessee and the culinary travel opportunities that you have there?
Absolutely. So Tennessee has the Tennessee Whiskey Trail, which has about 30 distilleries. There's also a great brewery scene in each one of the cities. I had mentioned the distilleries each have their own unique story. So it's TennesseeWhiskeyTrail.com. You can look at that. As far as the culinary scene, Tennessee is often known for like barbecue and hot chicken and things like that that are unique to Tennessee, but they're also home in several cities to a lot of James Beard award-winning chefs. So really taking Southern hospitality and Southern cuisine and giving it a modern twist.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Jill. Yeah, lots on that side throughout the region, but those are some examples in Tennessee. There were a lot of questions about river cruising in the region, and so Katie from Mississippi is going to give you a little bit of information about the river cruising scene and kind of what's up with that. Here you go,
Sure,
Katie.
and I want to be brief, but I do want to fully answer the question. So there are several great options for lower Mississippi, upper Mississippi, and complete Mississippi river cruises, and those all have varying lengths. And these itineraries are offered by the American Queen, American Cruise Lines, and Viking is going to start offering Mississippi river cruises in 2022. I do want to add that we always like to encourage cruisers to take a cruise one way and then rent a car to see all of what the states have to offer on your way back. And that's a great way to focus on themed itineraries that were mentioned in the Q&A box as well.
We could probably do a whole session just on the cruises. So unfortunately, we're going to be kind of brief. But yes, the cruises are throughout the region, but they're heavier in some areas than others. So it really does depend on the type of experience you're looking for. So thank you for that information, Katie. All right. Sharon, you are up for Louisiana.
Hi.
Hi, Sharon.
Okay, I still don't have, let me see if I can get, oh, there I am.
I see you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Sharon, there's a lot of questions related to music tours and French travel and French language tours. And I thought you might be a good one to talk about those different options on the music tour front and some of the French language options.
Okay, well, as y'all probably know, Louisiana is the birthplace of jazz. It's the evolution of the Zydeco swamp pop. Cajun music is all over Louisiana, as is like Zydeco, blues. We don't have a Louisiana music trail per se. We are working on putting one together, but there are music hotspots all over the state, and we can send that information to the people that are interested in it. But I mean, right now there's no formal tour that's available that I can send out on music. It's just we have an abundance of music in Louisiana, and just about any place you go, you're going to be able to enjoy live music. And you can have it at a restaurant, you can two-step, and you can, you know, dance your dinner off. I mean, there's all kinds of exciting things to do, but as far as an itinerary or a list of those places, I would have to send that.
That's a-okay, Sharon. Thank you for tackling that question. Again, there's a lot of this information as well on MississippiRiverCountry.com, and you can use that search feature to put that in and have that pull up with those different themes. So we're going to be sending an email tomorrow with information that was discussed today. But we know that you're anxious to also see each other and to see all of us at the same time. For so many states and different areas, having it as a webinar is a lot easier for us to manage with audio and internet stability in all of the regions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transition us into the gallery view. So it's just going to take just a moment. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just be there, and you're going to see a little spinning wheel that says rejoining. There's a picture of that on your screen. And then you'll pop in and it'll be the gallery view. And all you'll need to do is then go into that upper right box and click gallery, and you'll be able to see everyone. And from there, we're going to give away some prizes. So don't leave yet. We have lots of great prizes to give away. So we're going to go ahead and transition over to our gallery view. So just hold on one moment.